Alright, what's up everybody? Because I made videos on reviews of the Ninja 500, I'll go ahead and talk about 5 things that I hate about the Ninja 500. You know, it can't all be good, you know. And the first thing I want to talk about is something that I think a lot of us can agree on. Whether or not you like the Ninja 500 or not, but it's the name of the bike, a Ninja 500. I think Kawasaki kind of just missed the ball on that part. You know, it's just kind of weird to call a bike Ninja 500 when it's a 450cc. I mean, I'll be really honest, like, it gets to the point where I feel weird telling people I ride a Ninja 500. Like, you know, I feel weird because I always have to be like, I ride a Ninja 500, but it's actually a 450cc. You know, so it's just kind of like, I almost feel like I'm lying to people. Like, I feel like I'm lying to people when I tell them I'm riding a Ninja 500. A little funny story that I can tell. I was cruising around, exploring the city. I went into like this more Hispanic neighborhood, right? I was parked there because I was looking at this park. And a Hispanic guy kind of waved over at me. But I knew he struggled in English, right? And so, you know, he was looking at me, and I could tell he was trying to say something, but he must have not known how to say it, because he kept looking back at his girl, and then he'll look back at me and look back at his girl again. All of a sudden, he hollered at me. He asked 600, so I could tell he was asking me, like, you know, what bike is that? What kind of, how much cc, blah, blah, blah. And I genuinely did not know what to say to him. Like, I was like, do I say 450 or do I say 500, right? And so I told him 450, and it's just weird because, like, if I was to tell him 500, I'd feel like I'm lying to him, you know? And so, you know, that brings me to another point where it's got me questioning is, I gotta skip this guy. My bad, brother. Yeah, so it's got me questioning to where I wonder if Kawasaki feels like they're lying to us, you know? Like, it's just, if I feel like I'm lying to a random guy on a road. Oh my god, I'm on second gear. Kawasaki's gotta have some kind of instincts to feel like maybe they're lying to us too, right? I mean, I don't know, that's just how I feel, man. You know, a lot of times when I see like a Ninja 500 on like a photo or a picture somewhere, it's funny because like the first thing in my head is like, oh, cool, a Ninja 500, right? Another Ninja 500. But then there's something in my mind that goes, but really it's a 450cc. You know, it's not a game breaker. It's just a name, you know, and I can get over it just fine. But you know, it gets a little, how do you want to say, tiring? It gets a little like, you're kind of just over it, you know? You're kind of over calling it a Ninja 500. When you call it a Ninja 500, right, it's way too close to a 600. The difference of the performance is huge. Like, it's not even like a, like when you think about the ZX6R, right? That thing is flying, right? That's a super sport racing bike, right? So yeah, I just feel like calling it a Ninja 500, it's almost kind of like the Aprilia should be calling their RS 457 RS 500. I saw Yami Noob talk about this where he says it kind of ruins like the line of Kawasaki's bikes, and I totally agree with him. Like, it just kind of ruins like the name, the line structure of the bikes, you know, from Ninja, what, like 300 to 400 to 500, really it's a 450, to ZX6R 650. It just kind of throws it out of the loop. You know, it's funny because like I get a lot of like CF Moto 450 guys and ladies that kind of hate on the Ninja 500, saying, "Oh, you guys, I mean, you guys probably see in the comments too. They're saying, oh, it's not even a true 500. What did they call it 500? Blah blah blah." And shit, you know, maybe they're right. I don't know why Kawasaki called it a Ninja 500, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just a name. But it is something that I do kind of hate. And being with the bike for 6,000 miles now, it's just something that kind of gets a little repetitive, telling people, oh, it's a Ninja 500, but it's actually a 450cc. So, you know, one thing that's on the top of the list is something that I really actually hate about this bike. So another thing that I hate is I am not a big fan of the front windshields. Um, this is an AliExpress windshield. It's actually a knockoff of the 2016 to 2020 ZX10R front fairing, basically. So it's basically a knockoff of that. If you look up a 2016 to 2020 ZX10R, the front is exactly like this. It's not the same windshield though. It's not. I think I tried buying a replacement windshield for this just to see how it went, and it was actually not the same size. So I was a little disappointed with that. So that would just means if I want to buy another one of these, I'd have to buy it from AliExpress again, and it's like $100 or something like that. So I do think it's worth it though. I'm not a big fan of the Ninja 400 and 500 front windshields because it looks too bare and it looks too naked to me. You know, it looks like it needs something. I mean, look at the view of this thing now that I put it on an AliExpress windshield, right? Look at the view on that thing. That's just so much better now, right? Compared to, you know, I'll slap a photo on this video, but compared to something that looks like that, you know? So another point that I really hate about the Ninja 500. Number 3 is that I wish it was a 270 crank. You guys know the CF Moto and like the R7. Those are parallel twins as well, but those are 270 cranks, and it sounds a lot better. And I think it's actually like, I think at the top and you could pull a little faster too. I'm not too entirely sure, but all I know is I do believe the CF Moto can push to around 135. I just feel like in today's world, just like I feel like every bike should have a quick shifter. I mean, if we're gonna stick to parallel twins, why not make it a 270 crank, right? Why not, right? I mean, especially from a brand like Kawasaki too. You know, I just feel like a brand like Kawasaki should really be up par. And it does make you think about the comments of people say too, is like, is Kawasaki selling a short? That is one thing that I do dislike about the Ninja 500. I do believe that if you're just going to make a small upgrade for the Ninja 400, which is a fantastic bike, you should have at least made it a 270 crank Ninja 500 or 450. Maybe not something I dislike, but something I wish. And number 4, another thing that, speaking about the parallel twins 180 crank, I hate the noise. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what noise I'm talking about too, but I hate the noise that comes out of the motor. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's like a little. It's like how do you explain it? Let me see if I can turn it on and you guys can hear it. Like that little screeching, not screeching, but like squeaking engine noise. You know, I just can't really hear it because of the engine, but that's why I'm actually really glad I got the Toast exhaust, because it's so loud that it kind of eliminates that little parallel twin noise, and I just not a big fan of that noise, man. It almost sounds like the stock exhaust is still there somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure if all parallel twins have those, but when I did test ride the ZX6R and the ZX4R, I did not hear that noise. So I'm thinking something about the motor, because those are inline fours, and this is the parallel twins. So maybe if it was a 270 crank, maybe it wouldn't have that. So yeah, moving on to my last point is I wish it had cruise control. Just like how I feel like every bike should have a quick shifter as well, I feel like every bike should have cruise control. Maybe it could be a safety factor where somebody might get a little too laxed or something. I don't know, but I was actually shocked to hear it didn't when I got it. I'll make you just assume every vehicle had a cruise control. I mean, why not, right? Also, one thing I want to add in there that may not apply to everybody, but it did to me. That's why I didn't put on a list, but I'll throw it in a video just in case. I hate how buried the ECU is. The ECU is like, man, I'm telling you, if I took off this thing, the ECU is like down here, bro. Oh, is it there? More like down over here. And I have to like take out the gas tank, and I gotta take out this other bar, and it's just so buried in there. Like, if you ever see like the CF Moto, I think all they gotta do is like take off the seat or something, and it's like right here or something like that. And I kind of wish that Kawasaki kind of threw it in a better spot, and that gets me thinking. Maybe Kawasaki didn't expect anybody to flash the ECU on this bike, but I think they underestimated us street squids out here. I mean, when we hear horsepower, we go after it. So, yeah, but yeah. So I guess that's one thing I do kind of hate too, is that the ECU is so deep down there. But other than that, I love this bike. It looks great. I gotta see exactly how I like it. I'm a person who I go for uniqueness, and I do believe my bike looks really unique compared to all the other Ninja 500s. And so, and you know, a lot of times most bikes can only look a certain way, right? You can only have so much mods to it. But I do believe I got a little unique look to my bike right here. So don't mind my Insta 360 little selfie stick there. I got big plans for the Insta 360. But anyways, thanks for all the support lately, and if you guys made it this far, like and subscribe. If not, oh well, and yeah, thanks for watching. So those are 5 things I hate about the Ninja 500, and I'll probably make a little list of 5 things I like too. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'm out of here. Peace.